Welcome to the STARS program, seniors taking active roles in society. And now, here's your host, ANITA FINLEY.
And he is a chiropractor, but he has something very special he does. If you've got pain, you want to see Dr. Appleton, and I know firsthand. So, Dr. Appleton, you helped my friend, Louise.
Louise was unbelievable. She could not believe the treatment and the response that she got. She was going to, I guess, London.
London, right? I think she's still there.
I think so.
Yeah,
to visit
he goes
her child.
back. Yeah,
to
just
visit her
to
child,
see you.
and she drove down from Palm Beach Island down to me. She came. Treatment was like almost an hour for her, and we did acupuncture with the laser, with laser acupuncture, and she responded. I think it blew her away how well she did. She could not believe she was going to every type of doctor possible for months, and she came to me, and I think in 5 to 7 treatments, she was able to go to London. She was so overwhelmed, and I guess when she comes back, I'll probably see her again.
Yeah, I'm sure you will, but there's something else you did for her. See, I call you comprehensive, because we also got her to the Medical Express, I think, Med Express, whatever it's called, where they have products to help her, because once you relieve pain, but she needed to be able to sit more comfortably.
Right. She went to Med Depot.
The Med Depot,
Med
is that
Depot
what it is?
in Delray Beach. My friend Bill Perman used to own that place. It still does. Yes, it's very true. But the robotic laser is very cool. You know, last time I was here, I got many phone calls, and like you had a person on before me who's a realtor, Anthony, and he said one thing that I picked up on.
He's there at BOOMER too. I told him all about you. He knows you. He knows it. I talked about you, right?
I've been there for 38 years, so
right.
every guy knows me. And I was listening to the show when I was driving over, and he said a lot of times people come in and they go along the waterfront, they want the oceanfront, and a lot of times he said people don't really know what they want. And that's the same thing with me. People come to me and they're in so much pain. They don't know to go right, left, forward, back. One doctor says, take these pills. Another doctor says, take those pills. Another one says injection. Another one says operation. They're so confused. They're so much in misery that they're so desperate. Many people I turn away. You know, I had a patient came in the other day for a free consultation, and he wanted me to do acupuncture to stop smoking. And I was honest with him. I said, honestly, it's a hit and miss, and I really don't want to take your money, and I want to be fair with you. And he goes, oh my God, a doctor turning a patient down? He couldn't believe it. Next week, he sent his wife in for the laser therapy. Sure. He said, you were so honest and so upfront, I knew I had to bring my wife to you. And every day of the week, you know, one of the questions people ask me, well, you don't have bone on bone. The doctor said I have to go for knee surgery or hip surgery or back surgery or some type of surgery if they can alleviate the pain. Will your laser work? And I tell them, it's not a very expensive treatment. That's the number one question people call me for too. Medicare and insurance companies do not pay for this. It's new technology. So you have to dip into your pocket and pay for it. But I'm a person that don't charge a lot. Treatments start at $60. It goes by time. If you have more time with the laser, it goes up to $120 or more. But most people are in the $60 to $120 range. And we also have packages too to save a few dollars. But you know, in healthcare, you can't always expect the insurance companies to pay for everything. They just don't do that. Like when you go to Publix and buy food, does insurance pay for that? If you go on an airplane, does insurance pay for that? You eventually have to go into your pocket and say, hey, I need the help. I want to get better. Let me try this type of technology. And maybe it'll work and maybe it won't work. But you're going to have a doctor like me working on you who care about you like my family. I had a patient the other day, and she said to me, I've never been to a doctor that treats me like a family member. I said, well, that's who I am. I'm doing this for 38 years. I'm not doing this for 38 minutes, 38 weeks, 38 months. No, 38 years, 6 days a week. I'm touching you, talking to you, examining you, looking at you, explaining things to you. That's what I do. This is not a drive-through office like going to McDonald's and getting a hamburger. You're coming into me. I'm staying with you. I'm treating you. You're not there for 5 seconds. You're not there for 5 minutes. The laser treatments are anywhere from 5 minutes to 30 minutes. I have a couple of patients who drive far away and they want a 1 hour treatment. They just love it. I have this woman I'm treating, 97 years old. 97 years old. She lives in Palm Air. And her husband's 100 years old.
Oh,
The
I love
nicest
it.
couple.
Oh.
On a Saturday morning, after listening to your show, she comes into me and she says, please help me. I have leg pain. I've been to 3-4 doctors. I've had them. I can't sleep. I can't. 97 years old. 97 years old, right? And she takes no medication. But the doctors push, 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 push. That's what they do. Medical doctors either cut or push. Medicine. So anyway, after 6 to 7, 8 treatments, she goes to me, Doc, I feel better. Can you work on my shoulder? I said, you never told me about your shoulder. Not only I have one problem with my shoulder, I have a problem with my other shoulder. And now I'm doing laser acupuncture on her. 97 years old. She was in yesterday. She says, Doc, I take your cards every day when I leave here, and I hand them out to the bagel place next door. She's 97 years old.
Yeah.
Who's going to believe a 97-year-old is improving?
I bet she doesn't even look like 97.
Totally together. And her husband's 100. They drive to the office.
I love it.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
But you know, I there's stories and stories and stories I have with knees and ankles and hips and elbows and wrists and neck and stenosis and bursitis, tendonitis, all these things. But if you don't try it, how do you know it's not going to work?
Well, I was privileged when I brought my friend in. I was privileged to sit there and just observe. And it's amazing, the people. It's really a dichotomy. It's a diversity, rather, of people who come in to see you. There were women, there were men, they were from all different countries, they were, they're everywhere. And they have a smile on their face, and they go in, and then I don't see them. Then they come out, and they have the smile on their face, but you have a great staff, too. It makes a difference.
Everybody, you've been to my office many times,
Yeah.
And I love ANITA because I was my favorite aunt,
That's
when,
right,
When you came
ANITA.
into my world,
Yeah.
I go, ANITA,
ANITA.
This is from God,
Right, I'm
unbelievable.
here. She's up north.
I'm so glad I met you.
I am.
And it's just amazing how I help people. Now, you could be in an auto accident. You could be in a slip and fall. I take those all day long. And a lot of people who get in auto accidents have a lot of pain, herniations, disc problems. We do the laser on them. We have the same thing on slip and falls. People fall. They come in, and I do laser. I have a woman that had just had shoulder surgery, and to make it heal faster, we're doing the laser on her. We had a person who had bilateral knee replacements, and from Michigan, where your son teaches, and she couldn't believe. She went on my website and she couldn't believe. We did about 20 treatments on her, and the improvement was unbelievable. Both knees were like footballs. 15 years ago, they did both knees at one time. She was on a walker. She couldn't move. Her husband was out in the waiting room and said, "Oh, do something, please, Doc, do something. My life is ruined, She's miserable every day." And we did 3 times a week. And she went back to Michigan after her break. They come down for the snowbirds, snowflakes. They come down to Florida. And they went back home. And throughout the summer, she was calling me, "Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I can enjoy my grandchildren again. I can enjoy going to the movies, going to dinner, sitting in a car."
But the big part about this is not taking all that heavy medication. Because you see, and I'm just thinking about what you just said. I have a friend that just had shoulder surgery, and he's taking the medication to sleep at night. And he needs to come see you.
Well, everybody is so different. But you're right. Before you have surgery, they medicate you. Why? After you have surgery, they medicate you. They medicate. The medication for certain things are great. I take blood pressure medication.
Thank you. I do too now because you told me you take it, so I said okay because I didn't want to take it.
I never thought I even had high blood pressure.
Right.
But on a given day, in a given hour, in a given moment,
Right,
I found out,
right.
oh, I have a high blood pressure.
Okay, right.
So I take that.
Okay.
There are certain medications that are great. But the opioid situation in this country is over the top. Every day someone's dying from being poisoned by these opioids. What for what reason? To cover pain up. To cover pain originally, and then they get addicted. I treat people who were on opioids and they got off. But the pain goes away. But you have to have the willpower to get off the medication too. Just because the laser's helping you, you have to get off the opioids. One of the questions the other day too, people ask me, how many treatments? I never know. I call it termites when you have in your body. Termites are arthritis, stenosis, deterioration. I never know. I'll look at you in the end and I go, you're a beautiful woman, but I don't know your termites either. But termites have a tendency to cause a lot of discomfort, a lot of pain. And I don't know how many treatments. People call me or come in for a free consultation and they ask me, how many treatments? I don't know.
Well, I want to ask you about that. So people always say, what's your pain like on a scale of 1 to 10? How does that all work?
I don't know. Everybody's different. My daughter-in-law gave birth the other day in New York, a little baby, beautiful girl, Eleanor Jane, and she pushed 5 times and the baby popped out. What a nice, easy, right?
Right.
Then there were women, 24
12 hours,
36 hours.
Right.
So everybody's so different when it comes to pain. Pain to me may be nothing. Pain to you might be tremendous. Everyone's different. And that's where the opioid situation is involved in this whole thing.
So when you use the laser, do you have different measurements that I mean, is it like full blast every time for anybody, or is it different? It's just one, you turn it on and it's the same.
The men and the women are so different. When the men come in, because they're so impatient, I guess I'm that way too, to a degree, because all men are that way usually. And women are so patient, so calm, so caring. They understand. You tell them 5 treatments. Yes, thank you very much, doctor. A man comes in, zap it, give me the best you can. Do it. Oh, I want it done today. I had this one football player for the Redskins. He was like 80 years old. And he goes, Doc, I know you can turn this thing up. Can you really do it? I said, this is not, I can't make it stronger or weaker. I have procedures in my computer that is part of the unit. I have 3 robotic units, and each unit is programmed. And so when you come in, if you come in with a bursitis or frozen shoulder, there's a formula for that. Then if it's like stenosis in your low back or sciatica, there's a treatment and program for that. The only thing I will do differently is that I may add acupuncture to you while the laser's going on for 15 or 30 minutes or more. I'm going to put acupuncture needles in you, in that area.
You did that with my friend, Louise.
She responded on the second visit.
Yeah, I know. She told me.
On the second visit.
And she couldn't sleep at night. She was in such pain.
Oh, I get that a lot. I get that a lot where people say, please, if I could only sleep. Oh, please, if I could only go to the bathroom. Please, if I could just sit in a chair. Or I could just go to the movies. Or I could get part of my life back. Because as you're old, we deteriorate. And as we deteriorate, these termites come out. And it depends where it goes. Your hips, your shoulders, your knees. If you're a ball player, if you're a dancer, if you're a ballerina, if you're a housewife, if you're a gardener, if you're a painter, if you're a plumber, electrician, you're using your body to make a living. But you're wearing down the body. And this is natural. All the laser does. There's no medication, there's no injections, no rashes, no side effects. What it does, it increases blood circulation and it increases oxygen. Tell me one thing that there's no side effects to. This is no side effects.
Well, let me also tell you, Linda Sauget and Frank Messersmith are watching you. And
hi, how are you? Let me give you my number where I am, because last time somebody called my office saying that they had to call your studio to get my number.
We're going to do it. You're on Facebook, and I did put your phone number.
Okay.
We're going to do it now.
All right.
Dr. PHILLIP Appleton. He's you can reach him at 954-973-0710. Again, 954-973-0710. If you want to go on the web, it's AppletonChiro.com. Appleton, Appleton, Chiro.com. Appleton is great. I love apples. I always remember your name because I try to eat an apple a day.
It's good for you.
Appleton.
Well, any fruit's good for you.
I know.
Well, my nickname through college and high school and even now,
Yeah.
people call me the Apple.
Oh, they
You know,
do.
Apple. They forget
Apple.
the last name.
Right, they figure.
And if people want to make fun of my name, they go applesauce, cran apple, you know. My fraternity brothers, they have every name possible with apple in it. So, but it's okay. As long as people remember me, that's all I care about.
I do want to thank you for something. Dr. Appleton is a big balloon, hot air balloon enthusiast, and helped to start the one that was out in Arizona, right?
We were a service fraternity in Albuquerque, New Mexico, where I went to college. And on a given day, on a given night in November, which we all know it's election time, right? Like, you know, next week is election. Go out and vote. Go out and vote, everybody. Very important. And the Bruce King, who was running for governor at the time, decided to have an event at the mall. In Albuquerque, if you've ever been there, back then it was a very small town. It had one mall. And they had 4 balloons, and that's how the international
Not
balloon,
regular balloons.
well, hot air balloons.
Okay.
Yeah, hot air balloons. That's true. Glad you pointed that out. And that was the beginning of the International Hot Air Balloon Fiesta. And now it's up to, I think, 900 balloons. Over 1 million people go to it in October, and it has exploded to be #1 photographic event in the world.
I was on the web after, you decided, you helped me get the picture. We're going to feature it on our November issue. But I started seeing balloons at night. I mean, it is fabulous.
Oh, it's a great thing because each night they do something different.
And it's quiet. I've been up in a balloon, and it's totally quiet. Isn't it amazing? Except when they do the fire.
Oh yeah, it's like a dragon. But figure 900 of them going up.
I don't know how that's even. I mean, and they don't get in each other's way.
No, well, there's different sets that go up at different times. They have it so organized. But one night they have a glow night where the balloons glow. One night they have rock and roll where they glow with rock and roll music. It's a great event.
Yeah, I'm going to have to do that sometime because I love hot air
balloons. But dress
balloons.
warm, though, because Albuquerque is very cold in October.
Yeah,
The
right.
desert gets very cold in the morning.
Yeah, so it's a great thing. And people, I think they've seen it, but it is the most beautiful picture to see that.
Being there, you're 5 years old.
Yeah.
When you walk away, you're your age. But when you're there, you're 5 years old.
And you see the balloons on the ground. Now, talk about pain. I mean, that takes a lot of work to get those things together and to get them up. So
it's like everything in life. You know, when people see a ball player hit a home run, they think, oh, he hit a home run, or someone catching a touchdown. But there's so many hours and work and theory to get to that point in life. And that's the same thing with me. Well, I'm a chiropractor. So when I first started, I started doing acupuncture. Back in the 70s, a lot of people weren't doing acupuncture because people said, again, well, my insurance doesn't pay for it, and I'm not going to go for it, all that, But then eventually you got involved in the mainstream of healthcare. And the same thing with massages, too. The same thing with massages, that people find the benefit of that. And then with the lasers, when I first started the lasers about 15 years ago, there was a salesman came in one day and said, here is a laser. I go, what are you talking about, laser? This is good for pain. Oh. So I bought that one, and people started responding. Then came back a few years later, he goes, oh, this is the number 2 now, level 2, double the intensity of the first one. I said, oh, that's cool. I'll get that one. Then I was in a convention, I saw a level 3. I go, oh, that's stronger than the other 2. So I bought that one.
You're a believer. It's
Yeah.
obvious.
So then when I saw this one robotic laser, I fell in love. Because I'm always looking for the next step to help someone. Because when you treat somebody who's in pain and they turn around and hug you.
Yeah.
Don't forget, I'm only charging $60 to $120, okay? You go for surgery, it's $10, $20, $30, $40,000, and you don't know. But this way, I get so impressed, I get so excited when someone thanks me or refers someone to me. When somebody makes a referral to me, that's like my mother making cookies for me.
Oh.
It's the best feeling in the world. It's the best feeling in the world.
You're such a lovely person.
Because when you help someone, like somebody who falls and you help them up, what's the first thing they say to you?
Thank you.
Thank you. That's the same thing with me. When I help them or I turn them away, I turn more people away. They call me on the phone. My mother has stage 4 cancer. Can you help me? She's in pain. No, I can't. I can't do laser on active cancer.
Oh, that's interesting.
I can't do that. My own mother-in-law passed away. She begged me to do. I know Eileen's crying now because she's listening to this. She begged me to do laser on her. Please, 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 do laser on me. I'm in so much pain.
So there are certain things
there's certain things I
can't do.
I can't do. Can't do pregnancies. I can't do active cancer. Can do if a person has a pacemaker or a defibrillator, I can do that. But it all depends on when they come, what they come to me. I have to make an evaluation. I have to make an evaluation I can even help them. That's the first thing. I'm not going to be there just to take your money. I'm not going to do that. I am not going to do that. And anyone knows me over the 38 years, they know me. I am not going to. $1,620, doesn't, you know what? It's not going to have my retirement, you know. And I don't want to take my money from people I can't help.
You know, I almost wish that I had pain that I could come and have you do a
always say
treatment
that.
for me.
I don't want you in pain.
I know that. I mean, I'm waiting to get in pain.
No,
but
don't get in pain.
I have
Don't
to
get in
tell you,
pain.
Dan Verity said, "Good morning, Anita and Dr. Appleton." He's also listening now.
How are you?
How are you? Right. But you know, it is. People don't realize that when you're in pain, your life changes. And for people who are suffering with hips and knees, they're waiting. They're saying, "Oh, I don't want to go yet." So in the interim, they ought to really have the laser that would really keep them going.
But again, you know, if it's not covered by the Medicare or health insurance, people say, I can't go. But they'd rather be on the injections, the medication, the drugs. You know, like I make a point to all the time. You have to dip in your pocket once in a while to help yourself.
But for years, chiropractors never were able to have insurance. You know, so people have been to chiropractors. They understand that.
Well, yeah, that's true. They do.
Because
that's true. It's very true. We are unfortunately on the bottom of the whole insurance level. Unfortunately,
should be on the top. I don't know who made those rules. I know who made those rules.
Yeah, well, we
I
all
do
know
that.
them. We all know
But now
vote November 6th.
Yeah, but right. But now insurance is a lot of insurance does cover.
That's
right?
true. That's true. But they put such limits on your insurance, even your insurance or mine. If you whatever you're on, they limit it so much now, rather than 30 years ago, where they covered treatments and they don't give you how many visits you can go, or how many modalities you can have, or how much time you need per treatment in a year. It's ridiculous now what it is. So if you want to help yourself, you have to go into your pocket and pay for it, because insurances are most insurances are basically for hospital and surgeries. For maintenance, healthcare, they don't cover.
Well, people go and they have plastic surgery done, and they have to
Good
pay
point.
out of
That's
their
a great point. That's a great point.
$10,000, not $70,000.
And they whip it out like nothing, and they don't even know how the nose is going to be on straight. Maybe it's going to be on the side, the left. They don't know. They don't know.
You're so funny.
They don't know. How do they know? They don't know that. So when the laser, you know, I'm addicted to the lasers. I guess I'm addicted.
Well, no,
to,
but I'm glad you are. I'm glad you have that. Because my friend said she didn't feel anything. It didn't hurt her. She's lying down.
It's the most amazing thing, Anita. I have to explain to people, you're lying down, face down, if it's your low back, neck, or shoulder, whatever I'm doing. You're not going to feel anything. You won't know it's on, but you're going to get better. So you have to have the faith in me and the faith in the equipment that it's going to do something. So you have to have an open mind to it, that it's going to do something. If you come into me, that equipment doesn't work, you know, it's like people say about a lot of things in life. No, it's not going to rain today, and it rains, or whatever it may be, you know. But you have to have the faith.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because I was going to say that even if you didn't have the laser, because you haven't always had the laser, I think it's your attitude. You have a very positive attitude, and when patients come in, you help them just because you're there with a hug and with a positive attitude. I think that a lot of doctors, that's how it all started. They would come to your house, they'd sit there with you, you know, they
cared.
Right, exactly.
They cared.
And that's what I think you still have. Where did you get this from? Does your family in medicine, how did you get this?
My father was a book dealer in New York City. Had a bookstore on Union Square for 59 years.
What made you become a chiropractor?
That's a great question, you know. Well, I went to school in New Mexico for phys ed and physical therapy. So, and I worked in the hospitals, volunteering myself in the hospitals, or working on the Indian reservations, helping people with phys ed, teaching them sports, all that good stuff. So it was like always in me. So then I always wanted to help people. And if you talk to any of my fraternity brothers, anyone, he always touched me. So if they had a shoulder problem, I touched their shoulder. If they had a knee problem, after a sports injury, they let me look at it. And this wanting to help people. And it just became what I wanted to do in life. So you have to find your finding in life. Life is a journey. When you're born to when you end, the whole journey is, you never know where it's going. Because there's turns and twists and anxieties and frustrations and all that good stuff.
But let's let's move along with that. So, being a chiropractor, did you do and do you do a lot of chiropractic work on people? You twist and turn and talk about that.
Being a chiropractor is not like a medical doctor. The medical doctor will touch and go, if you're lucky. A chiropractor, a good chiropractor like I am, I will talk to you, I will examine you, I will evaluate you, I will determine if I also have physical therapy in my office also, and I have a large office. And I have electric stim, ultrasound, hot packs, I have all that equipment, acupuncture of course, laser of course. So you have to make a determination if a person needs to be twisted. Now this 97-year-old that came to my office, God forbid if she went to another chiropractor or anybody else who's even putting pressure on her bones, it would be like brittle. So with the laser, I do a lot of people now in their 80s, 90s, and almost hundreds with the laser because I don't need to do the chiropractic because I don't want to hurt someone. I want to help you. And a lot of times people go to doctors and all they do is one thing and they can hurt you. I do many different things. And if I don't think you're a candidate, I'm going to say, ANITA, you're not a candidate of mine. You have to go somewhere else for evaluation. And that happens a lot. When you see people all the time, as I've done for 38 years, I can't even imagine how many thousands of people I've done over the years treated. It's like it's an amazing thing that these 10 fingers have helped so many people and so many people in my life.
Right. So do you have people who come in once a month to just keep themselves straightened?
I have people from all ages. I have a young lady who she lives in Palm Air. She goes across the street to Planet Hollywood, and at 11:45 she's coming in for an adjustment. And she's fit, and she's young, and she's together, and she said, I just want to feel totally better for the weekend.
And what is the adjustment, Stan? What happens?
Well, the spinal adjustment basically is where you're putting the vertebrae back in place. So don't forget, we're mobile. The whole body is mobile. And as you move around, your spine, your neck, your shoulders, your injuries, whatever it might be, you put things in place and out of place. And we're humans. We're moving. We're alive. Something's always going on. If you lift something, you bend, you twist, you lift a grandchild, granddaughter, or you play sports, or you fall, you jolt your body and you put it out. You put it into another area where it's not normal. So we put it back into place.
And I noticed that you move very well. Have you had a lot of problems with your body?
It's so funny. I had these two people in my office on last week and Wednesday, and I'm examining, and I'm the only doctor there. So every time they need something, they come and get me, and I get up on, and they were shocked. They said, "You move better than a 20-year-old."
I noticed that.
Yeah. So I said, I guess I do. I don't look at myself as an older person.
Right.
I look at myself as like probably a 20-year-old. And I guess that's the problem I have because I work 6 days a week and I'm always moving and turning and twisting and going room to room.
Well, I want to tell everybody, you can go see Dr. Appleton this morning. He's on his way back to his office.
There I go. Back. Let
me give you his phone number. It's 954-973-0710. Again, 954-973-0710. And you can go on the web to AppletonChiro.com. And they're located at 1215 South Powerline Road, Pompano Beach. It's right there in
next to Palm Air.
Yeah, right next to Palm Air. That's
Come in for a free consultation. Love to see you. Love to see you.
Thank you very much,
Dr.
Dr.
Nina, it was a pleasure. Thank you, everybody.